This is oil pack 5-liter twin head linear weigher with 2-channel feeding. So this is the bucket opening mechanism with the low cell. The 2-channel per each bucket, large channel, small channel for top up, and then a product hopper on the top. Before we take the bucket off and put it back on, it's important to have the power switch off so we will not damage the low cell. Okay, now we're going to put the bucket back in. First of all, you need to undo the clip on both the vibrator. Make sure this clamp handle is in the middle of this two rod. As you see, the bucket, the two bracket have to be on the outside, and we've got one spring on the outside that is to keep the bucket naturally closed. The lever is over here is to basically enable the bucket to open and close. After you put the bucket in, it's important also to clip the clips on the vibrators back on. Also on the hopper here, there is adjustment to allow products coming out. You do have, depend on the product, you can open it larger and close it smaller. That will give you accuracy versus speed that you want to run. Obviously, the faster the flow, the less accurate it will be. Okay, now we're going to switch on the system. Screen will power up. Now we into the main screen. Obviously you got the run function. In the bottom you also have, you can jump into different function of the system. You got parameter setup on different heads, head number 1, number 2. Menu function that allow you to basically run once or run continue. So that's enable both them run. So it's head number 1, head number 2. You can have it run once or run continue, and since you touch a small pen, it will run the small pen, or you can have the hopper open by press the hopper function button. What we're going to do now is basically do a calibration. Yeah. So let's do a calibration for head number 1. So select head number 1. Now we have to zero that, make sure the bucket is empty while you're doing the calibration, and then you press the next button, and now we'll put the weight on. We are putting a 1 kilogram sample weight onto the machine, so we press 1000 and then press enter. Now we should be complete the calibration. Now you can check the weight actually reading 9. So That's how the calibration works. After calibration, we have a system set up. Generally, you should not change the password unless you want to remember the password written down. The factory default password is written in the menu. You can set the date, the time, the backlit brightness. So generally, do not change the password, and that is recorded in the menu. And main run function, run. If you have product, you set up your weight, you loaded your program, all you have to do is press run. Some machine that will run through an external signal, some machine will run through a pedal switch that operate by the operator. We're going into a program setup. Each unit have a 9 recipe that you can store and select. So we're doing program 1 today. You can preset the speed. Signal type is the external signal to trigger the dump. The discharge signal, the delay is when the signal triggered by the upstream or downstream. That is when the bucket will open. At the moment we set to 0, so that means soon as you press the first switch or the external machine sending a signal request for dump, it will dump straight away. For some system, you will require a delay. Stacker dump, if you're doing a product that is bulky, that is bigger than a single hopper, you can do, for argument's sake, 20 kilo require 5 dump. For each bucket, you can put a number of 5s in here to make up a 20 kilo. In the parameter setting, there is 2 heads that you can set individually. Head number 1, we're loading product 1, recipe 1. You can have input in the product name, the target weight, the overweight that you are allowed to feed into each bucket, the underweight that allows. So in this case, we have an overweight of 0.5 and underweight of 1. So everything from 4,999 grams to 5,005 grams will consider as a correct weight. Then we have the vibration feeding setting in each bucket. So on bucket 1, we have 2 vibrator. One is a large coarse vibrator and a small fine vibrator. You set the vibration strength through the percentage of the vibration level and also the amp that by basically you can think it as a current, how big a current going through it to give you the vibration. So these 2 values that make up for the control of the vibrator, how long it runs and what is the strength of the vibration. And then you got the small vibrator, that same thing, it will control the vibration level of the small vibrator. In general, we're using the both large and small vibrator to fast fill the bucket to, for argument's sake, in this case, 5 kilo, we will fill up to 4.9 kilo, and then the large vibrator will be switched off and the small vibrators will feed to make up the last little bit, so it gives you the accuracy. There's a large 4 values in here is the hopper opening, how long the hopper open when you dumping the product, that will depend on the type of product. A stickier product that you might require them to open longer. If you've got a dense product, you can open it in a shorter period and the product will dump and clear. And that will also change the speed of how the machine run. Obviously, the bucket open longer, it will slow down the system. And we also have the hopper feed delay. That is a signal that for the feed signal from the foot switch to tell when the bucket will be open, or how long it get delayed. And stable time is when the bucket weight stable, it will tell the program or the computer saying that I got the correct weight. If you have a bouncing product, let's say a ball bearing, it will bouncing, it will take longer time for it to become stable in the bucket. And that also, if we have a largest number, the more accurate you are, but that also slow down the system. Zero integral is, in this case, we set it to 99. That means the bucket do a 99 dump, it will ultimately do a zeroing. This is the run screen. In the run, you always see what product, what program is loaded on each bucket. The target weight, the overweight, the underweight. Also, you got a graphic displays on when the product gets charging up, and also it will give you a weight displays on its dump weight. In the menu function, basically you can control head number 1, head number 2, the vibration string, the font string, and also give you a display of how many grams per second was loading and what's the weight in its bucket. And obviously you can control its function of the bucket. Also, there is a self-explanatory menus in the help function that give you some online help. So that's conclude our explanation of the IOPEC twin head linear wire.